Hey folks, this is Shantran here, and welcome to my corner of the internet. Today we're going to take a look at the Kagha fight, a flashback to a while ago. This is for the Untouchable challenge. I'm playing solo, except for some camp buffs, and I'm not allowed to take any real points of damage. Okay, so here we go. We start by splitting off a candle to dip our weapon in pre-combat. We don't have Kagha's necklace yet, obviously, as you can see. So this is our only way to get the extra damage, and it is worth it. I've used Minor Illusion to bunch up the Druids before fight, and now we're just gonna skip through this conversation here. I want to kill Kagha, so we're not trying for anything there.
As you say, Olodan. Oh.
There's a little weird interaction here where Kagha gets to take her attacks of opportunity on silver before the fight, just from Minor Illusion being a little weird, I guess. But it's not a great problem. As you can see, I act first. This is because I have Elixir Vigilance on. It's a first fight, and only fight so far, that I've decided to use that trick where I use that before combat, and then I'll pop the Elixir of Bloodlust during combat instead. It's a little heavy on the Elixir, but it works. As you can see, I've bunched up everyone around the Elixir Potion of Haste here, and I can move away afterwards. This means that Kagha will not be doing her moonbeam onto me, because now there are several targets that she can choose instead, and we sort of want that to happen. And they might be a little too bunched up, so she can actually hit all three of them, which is not ideal. But you do what you do. And as you can see here, I drank the Elixir of Bloodlust, and we are just about ready to actually start fighting at this point. If I had known the Elixir trick for the pets, I would have used an Elixir Vigilance on Shovel here too, so that she could move away from this situation. And have Kagha, have Wrath and Silver be the ones to probably get moonbeamed. I can't get a good fire arrow shot there without hitting Silver, so we're gonna use our only arrow of many targets at this point. Can deal a good amount of damage onto these guys with from the beginning. And this is one of the harder fights I think we had here from the start, just because there's so many moving targets, and you can't get your surprise. Surprise is so relevant. We kill the low hit point guy out here, Loic, so that we can proc Bloodlust and get an extra action, sort of buying back the bonus action that I spent to drink the Bloodlust potion at this point. And with special arrows, even more than that. Lay a little bit of damage onto one of the archers, and just move into a position where I should be a little safer at least. She starts to shoot by Wrath and misses, which is awesome. And there we go with the moonbeam, which rolls really high and basically just wipes the floor with them. Whatever his name is turns into a bear, and a lot of damage from these guys means that Wrath is just dead right away. And that was not intended. I was trying to... I would have tried to keep him alive with healing potions, just to have another moving target for them to focus on, and just also because he can turn into a bird and blind stuff, which is awesome because it's advantage. And he can also cast... what's it called? Hold Person, which has a decently low chance in these guys because they're druids, but it's still awesome. And with 2 actions, he should have been a really good asset. So I'm a little worried at this point in the fight whether or not this is going to mean that this is just going to be the end of the game, because these 4 opponents are quite tough, especially Kagha, obviously. I placed the other candle there, but I'm not going to be dipping just yet because I still have the thing. It's mostly like an assurance against entangle, so that if any of them drops down and entangle at me, it's gonna turn into fire surf instead. I'd rather take a little bit of damage than not be able to move around freely. I should have shot the wolf there instead. I figured that I might do enough damage to break down the wolf. And now we're shooting at Kagha, hoping to break her concentration. If we can get the moonbeam away, she might recast it, but there's a good chance that she's gonna do something else instead. And moonbeam is definitely the hardest... not hardest, but most dangerous part of this fight. We have a Battle of Greece, and the idea here is to split it off so that they won't get up to me as easily. Unfortunately, there's a burning torch down there that I don't take into account. So when I'm gonna break this Potion of Greece in a second, it's just gonna turn into a fire surface. It still has some of the effect. They don't like walking through it, so that's awesome enough. And there we go with the Halo to break it, and boom, fire surface. I hadn't seen that already, unfortunately. A shot from her down there, she's missing. My armor class is quite decent, and she has lower ground. Kagha, on the other hand, heat metal is a better cast for me than if she'd gone for the moonbeam, but it's still bad, so we really want to break her concentration on that one. This turn, I think I do have to dip in order to get my fire back, so we're gonna spend the bonus action in that, and then I'm going to at least break one of the wild forms there. Because breaking one of those means that I get my bloodlust action. Even if you don't really get a kill, just breaking them out of it counts as one. So that is fine. I should have blessed myself beforehand with a healing potion and the halo, but for some reason I forgot to do that. The next target is going to be Kagha, and we might be able to take her down this turn. 32 hit points is sort of within the realm of possibility, especially if we use double special arrow on her, which I think I'm gonna go and do. 85% chance to hit is quite nice. Even if we don't kill her, there's like 4 chances now to break her concentration. Unfortunately, the first 2 succeeded, but 18 hit points left. If the fire arrow, if she doesn't save against that, it might be enough, and it was. Even though she made both of the saves, she died instead, so the heat metal is off, which is awesome. Also, we got our temporary hit points back, of course. The next turn, I'm going to be skipping. For some reason, the fire surface disappeared already there. I think I might have been too slow, and it might be not turn-based. I don't know what happened. As you can see, the wolf basically skipped its turn. The bear also cannot get up to us, so we are pretty safe up here, except for Olodan. So she's going to be our primary target for a little while here. We should blast first, just to get the extra 10% chance to hit. And then I don't think I need to dip again this turn, but next turn at least. I should put down a healing potion to bless, and then I should shoot Olodan in the face. And I think I'm gonna... yeah, there we go. Good. So with bless from healing potions, it's like an 80% chance to hit her, which is okay. And we still deal decent damage. We need to get her down because her snaring strike actually can deal quite a lot of damage. And also because she can climb up to us, which we don't really want to. Both her in her, whatever, halfling form, and also as a badger, she can actually climb these things. For some reason the badger can climb them, but the other animals can't. I don't know why the bear can't, but I'm pretty certain bears can climb trees in real life. I probably should just dip first here, and then take my shot and see if I can kill the badger. But I did it this way around instead. I'm gonna go for the halo on her first, because if it hits, she should be low enough that I can kill her basically without dipping, and then I'd have more shots for the other guys. But I think it's safer to just dip at this point. If I hit her, she should probably die, but she doesn't. I move into melee and take on my melee weapon, just so she gets disadvantage if she tries to shoot. She goes badger instead. And it's basically me against Olodan at this point, and she's doing very well. So now we have a melee weapon that's not dipped, or a ranged weapon that is. And with the badger's armor class, I think we should have just shot with the ranged weapons instead of using the melee weapon here. I do the same trick again. This time I should have blessed myself instead, because it's fallen off. But and it also didn't work this time, so that was annoying. 80% chance to hit with a dipped weapon, but I do not do enough damage to kill her, which is a little annoying. And my symbiotic entity goes away there. That was not great. This is one of the few times that people actually, or whatever, they actually managed to get the symbiotic entity off of me. And it does not feel awesome. As you can see, I need to short rest in order to get it back at this point. If I can get the kill on the badger here, I would be able to step away without getting an attack of opportunity and use the rest of my attacks from range. Or the rest of my attacks, I guess, my single bloodlust shot from range, just to not have disadvantage on it. But nope, still no chance to hit. He's actually a lot easier to damage while in a badger form, and she still takes the damage. So there's something there you could play around with. I'm clearly a weakling, since a halfling can push me down from up there, and I'm also in a pretty bad position. At least if we kill the wolf there, I will get another action, so that I have actions both for dashing and for disengaging. And this time the halo actually did the trick. I would still have been able to do what I'm gonna do in a second, disengage and dash, without this, but then I'd have to spend a spell slot from the Expeditious Retreat. As you can see, I just moused over it there, contemplating doing it. But what we are gonna do is going to disengage as soon as I find it, put it in the right spot, and then we're just gonna use our base action to dash up there. She's low enough, so if we get into a good position and hit with our shot, even our offhand should probably kill her. There's a little weird interaction there, basically the same as with the badger before, where it climbs down again afterwards. But we do have the movement to get up, so it's not going to be a real problem. 75% chance, and there we go. Olodan is dead. That's awesome. He's out of form, but goes straight back in for form. I guess she. I don't know whether or not that's a man or woman. So, dipping once again for a little extra fire, and then this is more or less just shooting fish in a barrel now because they're not able to get up to me. But if we break them out of their forms, they will be able to get up. I don't really like this bugging them out so that they can't get up to me, but I sort of see it as them deciding themselves. I know it's the code, but it's a little annoying. It is just silly at this point. I contemplate not using a healing potion for Bless because I'm not really in that much of a danger. But if we break one of them out, it could come up to us, and we sort of want to be able to get the kills in that case. So this last shot, I should just not take it, because then he would have been stuck in bear form and wouldn't have been able to get to me, and I'd gotten an entire round. But now he can dash to me, almost at least. I decided to take it anyways because I don't like messing around with them not being able to get to me at all. I don't mind like stepping around and stuff like that, but hard blocking their path is a little annoying. So, thank you for joining. If you have been, I've been Shandon. You've most definitely been awesome. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and bye-bye.